What's up, guys? This is your girl Bernicia. Welcome back to my show. Um, First of all, I would like to say thank you guys so much. Congratulations to us. We're the family here, okay? We finally grown our family to over 100 subscribers. Thank you. We have a lot more to go before we get monetized, guys. But we are definitely getting there, okay? And I would like to thank you guys so much for all of your support. Thank you guys for watching. And like I say, like, comment. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Join the family. Join the family. Because this is what we are here. We are family here, okay? With that being said, okay, so today I got something a little bit different for you guys. I've never actually did a show recap, okay? So today I'm going to do my first full show recap, all right? And I'm going to do this show recap based off Baddies West, okay? So initially I've been watching the show. I've been following the show, okay? So I've never really had any plans on recapping it. It was just kind of one of those shows that, it's like here's another Ratchet TV show. I'm not all that interested in doing a recap, but let me tell you, this season of Baddies, the it's the dynamic is so interesting here. I'm liking this. I'm honestly going to say this is the best. Shout out to Natalie Nunn. This is probably the best season of Baddies thus far. And the reason why I say that is because this season you see a lot more than just the ratchet, okay? You see a business side of the women. You see where they're trying to get their business. The girls are, more on a professional tip when it comes to, making their appearances and whatnot. You got fighting, of course, but you also have the girls coming back making up. It's a lot of interesting things going on, okay? So I decided to jump in here and do a recap from last week's episode. All right. So basically, last week's episode was the Baddies missing episode, right? So with that being said, this video I had to re-edit it because the episode was supposed to drop yesterday. This video was supposed to drop yesterday, but of course, thanks to YouTube and me not knowing how to really premiere my damn video, this video is actually going to play today. Okay, so guys, forgive me. Next week I will definitely make sure that motherfucker is dropped the day before if I'm going to do the recap. We have to do the memory first, just the day before, not the day of, okay? But with that being said, let's jump into it. So, in the last episode, Natalie Nunn and Krishan Rock got into it, okay? But this was because Krishan Rock was trying to get Natalie Nunn's attention while Natalie Nunn was on a live and ended up slapping her, okay? So, Natalie gets mad. She storms out the bus, stumping and hooting and hollering and shit. So, she storms out the bus. And poor old Scotty, poor Scotty comes off the bus to console Natalie to find out what happened, okay? Because the slap happened so quick, the camera didn't even capture the slap. Only thing the camera captured was the after effects. So Scotty goes off the bus to console Natalie, and then Natalie, who at this point she's in such a blind rage, she just turns around and fires off on Scotty. I mean, she's scratching her, slapping her and shit. Poor Scotty just spinning around in circles. Ow, ow, Natalie, no, ow, stop. It's a bunch of chaos, right? So finally, they managed to break Natalie and Scotty up. Scotty goes back on the bus. Now, I see where people are saying that Natalie is scared of Krishan. She should have hit Krishan. I personally don't think Natalie is scared of Krishan, okay? I think Natalie only puts up with Krishan because Krishan is the show's headliner, all right? And you guys got to remember, this. You're talking about a female who will take an ass whipping and for the name of her job, okay? Natalie have done everything that she's supposed to do to get herself to this point. So I think when it comes to Natalie, she deals with people based off their importance to her, right? Because Natalie, if you guys didn't notice, okay, if you didn't watch the episode, there are points throughout the episode where Natalie's like, you can be replaced and, this, that, and the third. When I think with Krishan, the only thing that kept her from snapping on Krishan a lot earlier was the whole fact that Krishan was indeed bringing traction to the show. But I think this was a mutual thing, okay? I think this is a mutual transaction between both of them. Because just like Krishan brings traction to the show, Natalie has brought Krishan on a bigger platform to get herself out. Because before coming on the show, only thing we knew of Krishan was Krishan's being motherfucking Blueface girlfriend. Hell, the bitch ain't have a name. Everybody just called her Blueface girlfriend. So I don't believe that when they're saying that Krishan is scared. I mean, that Natalie is scared of Krishan. Me personally, I don't see it. I think the only thing holding her back from firing off on Krishan is that was holding her back from getting upset with Krishan was the fact that Krishan is a headliner to the show, and she knows that Krishan is a sensitive spirit. Okay. And another thing, I noticed that Krishan kept calling Natalie disrespectful. I mean, she has this issue with being treated like a child, right? But you don't want nobody to treat you like a child and stop acting like one. Like, what grown woman take their finger and stick their finger in somebody else's motherfucking mashed potatoes? Like, bitch, you lucky that Natalie didn't take that whole plate and hit you with it. Because she's better than me. I would have hit that bitch with that plate. You don't stick your dirty ass, crunchy ass fingers that you probably don't been sticking all them Blueface ass on my damn face, on my damn plate of food. Talking about I'm not sharing. Of course not, bitch. Order your own food. I mean, I'm just saying. So on to the next scene. Natalie scratches the shit out of Scotty. Scotty runs on the bus, tell everybody what happened. She's crying, she's upset, scratched up and shit. Look like she just had been attacked by a rabid ass animal. But she's up there on the bus. So this triggers Rolly. So Rolly going off on her, telling her like she don't need to let Natalie treat her that way. And I don't blame her, because I ain't gonna let another bitch treat me that. I don't give a fuck who you supposed to be. Especially if you're my friend. That would have made me whoop her ass harder. But it is what it is. So Rolly's telling Scotty, basically, don't let her treat you like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a friend. She's not been a friend to you. This, that, and the third. Meanwhile, Natalie's in the kitchen flipping the fucking script. This bitch opening orange juice, pouring shit all over herself, imitating Krishan, right? And she ain't too far off, because Krishan ass was actually in the other room at this point with her feet up on the fucking table looking dirty as fuck. I'm like, bitch, you is on camera. Why would you have them dirty ass socks all on the table like that? It's like, I'm just so over Krishan at this point. I'm sorry. Like, she gets mad when somebody calls her dirty, but then she turn around and she do shit like this. I'm just saying, bitch, you is on camera. If you knew the back of the bottom of the motherfucking socks looked like that, bitch, you should have kept your foot on the floor. I'm saying, you're not at home. This is a job. It's supposed to be professional. Okay. Anyway, next thing. So you go. So despite all the bullshit, the girls pull it together, honey. They pull it together. They go out. Of course, Natalie had to ride separately, so she ride with Stunner Girl, and then Krishan she riding with the other girls, right? So Krishan, she on the bus trying to, she venting or whatever, was trying to get her issue off her chest because Natalie didn't want to hear shit she had to say. So she on the bus trying to get the girl, like she on the venting to the girls basically, right? So Tommy get on the bus, and she trying to like include Tommy in on Tommy in on the conversation. And Tommy just like, you got an issue with Natalie, you need to go talk. You need to go talk to Natalie, right? I don't blame her. I don't blame her, because you stay out of that shit, that love-hate triangle circle shit they got going on between Krishan Rock and Natalie. I don't blame Tommy for not getting in that shit. She did the right thing. The mature things. Ship her ass over there. But Krishan Rock felt some type of way, so she ended up going over there to sit down with Rolly, and they both back there smoking, and she venting and shit in Rolly ear. But anywho, child, that's the bus ride. So they get to the club, they come in, I ain't gonna lie, like, the girls did a great job. I love how they been handling this shit. They just had a whole fucking fight, but they coming in swagging, right? So Krishan, she come in, she lit. I love the way, I don't care, that bitch know how to hype people up, because she came in litter than a bitch. So anywho, they doing Natalie doing her little intros, and of course she gonna be messy, cause she calling everybody out, shouting everybody out, and then I'm thinking at first that she wasn't gonna call Krishan, right? So she ended up calling Krishan name last. So Krishan ain't missed a shade. Matter of fact, Krishan took off right after the show, right after the performance, right? And she wasn't the only person that took off after the performance. Stunner Girl took off as well. So the rest of the girls, they went and did a little meet and greet with the fans, little thing like that. So I guess Miss Low London felt some type of way because them two had disappeared, which I do agree to a certain extent. Like when you sign up for a job, you have to do what you sign up for. You know what I'm saying? What you're getting paid to do. Now, I do understand that Krishan has another gigs. She's like double booked and whatnot, on the nights of these performances or whatever the case is. But with that being said, bitch, I work multiple jobs too, and I can't be late to this job because I had to do something for the other job, because the motherfucker don't care. When you're employed by somebody and they're paying you to do a job, they don't give a shit about how many other obligations you have. They're worried about the obligation that they're paying you for, So to that point, I can somewhat agree with Low London. But with that being said, I think Biggie kind of said it best.
Rock is on the motherfucking come up. Like, she's doing mad shit. So it's like, yes, take all the bookings you can and make sure that your bag is straight. But, we're all here together and you signed up for this. So, like, you gotta be here for what you signed up for. As long as it was money and she didn't leave us hanging.
Okay, so the next morning, Sky is in the kitchen, right? So she hangs up with Rock, and no surprise, Rock has quit the show. Okay, so Natalie basically allows DJ Sky to remain on the show, which that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Sky is the girl's DJ, so I can see why she would let Sky leave, even though she was adamant before that the only reason Sky was there was to keep Krishan in place, okay? But given the circumstances, I think that, like I say, this is the business part of Natalie kicking in, because it makes sense for DJ Sky to remain there. Anyway, it didn't miss me that Natalie said things like Rock thinks Sky is her friend. I don't think Sky's thing to get a bag makes her any less Krishan's friend, because at this point we see Krishan's going to do whatever she wants to do anyway. So I don't think that, if it was me and I know that I'm there with an intention to help myself, at some point you got to look out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Her stand doesn't make her any less loyal. It just means that she's thinking about herself and she's putting herself first. And she needs to. Because, if you ask me, Krishan is not a good friend, because if you know the only reason that girl was there was because of you, then when you quit, you didn't think about her bag. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, when Krishan quit, she didn't think about DJ Sky bag. So I don't think, either way, I don't think DJ Sky is wrong for considering staying there, given the circumstances. Like, she just need to keep doing her thing and worry about herself. And so now, moving on, you have a scene with Biggie, and Tommy, right? So Tommy calls Rock. It's Biggie, Tommy, and what's her face, Razel. And I be forgetting about her, because it's like she's not around unless she's drunk and yelling and screaming. Okay, so anyway, Tommy calls Rock to check on her, and I say this with quotation marks, right? So she calls Rock to check on her, and Rock reveals that, of course, she left town and went back to LA. She then goes on to say that Natalie disrespected her stylist and basically spit on him or at him or something along those lines. I'm going to let you guys hear the audio for yourself.
Part of us.
Right.
Yo, bro.
You good? Where you at? Hotel?
No, I'm home.
In LA home?
Yo, Rock, you ain't leave us, huh? Did you? You left us, Rock?
I'm not fucking with Natalie. I'm not fucking with none of that.
We had a talk, Rock. We had a talk. What happened new?
Man, she disrespected me. Natalie is a weird ass bitch. Like, she a weirdo, bro. She's very disrespectful, and it's not cool. She got in my team's face, all that.
She got in your team face.
Yeah, she's spitting in that face.
Nah.
All up in my stylist face here, grown niggas.
You are on my payroll. Your show is my show. I'm the executive producer of your show. Shut the fuck up, you barbarian ass bitch.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do baddies wrestling.
Now, I had a major problem with how Natalie behaved, okay? Because unless that man disrespected, or whoever the stylist was, unless that person disrespected her, there was no need to go put her dick down in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I said, I wasn't behind the scenes, so I don't know what actually happened. But from the clips that I saw and the audio that you guys heard, listen, let me tell you, like, she was being mad disrespectful for no reason. And I just feel like, okay, now you being a little extra, because had Krishan been there, would you really have done that? Like I say, I don't feel like she's scared of Krishan, but when a motherfucker trying to put their dick down, they putting their dick down. And I feel like if she was really about that shit, she would have did that when Krishan was there. I don't feel like those innocent people should have got hit with those stray bullets. But I see that she have a tendency to do that. When she's mad at one particular person, she takes that shit out on everybody else. I can't respect that, Natalie. Now, for all the props that I give you, that shit right there, I can't respect. But anywho, on to the next scene. So the next morning, Natalie visits Broly as well. Okay, so she visits Broly, and Broly basically tells Natalie that she feels like the her relationship with Rock, the sister, the big sister, little sister dynamic is fake, and that their relationship is really toxic because neither one of them really likes each other, which was the realest thing that I heard anybody say on the show thus far. On this episode thus far, that's what so I agree with that. Broly also tells Natalie, about how she handles Scotty, and that she shouldn't treat Scotty that way, right? And I can really see the growth and maturity in Broly. So big ups to Broly, because her and Scotty had a situation last season before, so she didn't have to speak up for Scotty the way she did. But I mean, big ups to Broly. She's my favorite person on the show. Big ups to her. So anywho, you have a scene with Low London, Stunner, and Kat. Okay, so Low London basically tells Stunner how she feels about her not being present. Like, they're talking about the situation from the night before, and I'm gonna basically let you guys hear it for yourselves.
So Low London sitting here talking about we all should have been at the meet and greet. Like, girl, ain't you learned your lesson? Like, last time you asked where somebody was at and you was worried about the next bitch, you left up out of there with lumps all upside your head. I'm not finna be looking over my shoulder the whole night. Like, right. That's not what's finna go down. If I don't feel that comfortable, like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I just...
So then, you guys ever heard of the term, heard somebody say the term, don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash? Well, Low London is a prime example for this term. Like, she's the picture perfect example of what this term means, right? Because basically, here she go, finding herself like 2 seconds from being spaded by Stunner Girl because she yet again won't mind her damn business. Like, certain things, I get you speaking up about certain issues. But first of all, if it's that big of a deal, bitch, you talking to your co-workers, bitch, you ain't the manager. You need to go talk to the boss about the issues if it's really that deep. And because these are all grown people. Ain't nobody want to sit out there and hear that fucking lecturing, for one. And then for two, she delusional as fuck, because she goes on to say that how Rock basically told her that Sky didn't help her, that she expected Sky to jump in and help her when her and Low London was fighting. But you guys, if y'all can't remember how Low London face looked after one incident with Rock, imagine if 2 people had been stomping on her ass. Like, what was the point? That's delusional as fuck, and it's stupid to say.
I
I need to get to the bottom of whenever my name is being said, period.
She was already had you on the floor, hair pulled out. I saw that. Why would I get in there with you and Krishan?
Here come DJ Sky as, first of all, was you eavesdropping? This why I don't come out my room. Because every time I come out, here come bitches with weird shit.
Y'all reflexes as a friend ain't fast enough, so really y'all not friends. Why would I jump you with Krishan?
The fuck?
It wasn't about reflex. My friend fighting. I'm fighting too.
You saying like, oh, I should be jumping you? Like, goddamn, you must not have nothing to think about that for yourself. Like me and Krishan? Why would we want to do that?
Literally, girl, there were already 3 micro links on the floor, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, 3 lumps on your forehead.
What do I look like jumping you?
That is my friend.
That's how they.
But I wasn't about to jump you.
She said she didn't jump me because Krishan was beating me up and this and that. Like, okay, whatever, that's your friend. If it was my friend, I don't care if she winning, losing, whatever. My friend hit, I swing.
As a
Well, who's your friend on the show, Low London? Because I have yet to see you raise the fist to help any damn body with their fight. In fact, I've seen you several times get the fuck out the space whenever somebody is getting into an altercation. So you need to stop telling people how they should react when somebody else is fighting, first of all. Second of all, acknowledge those 3 lumps that was across your head. Well, shit, I think it was 4, hell. Don't make no sense to be trying to tell somebody they should have jumped you, that they ain't a good friend because they ain't jump you. Girl, that's stupid as hell. That's like saying the bitch ain't full of commit the crime because they ain't killed your ass. Like, bitch, no, that's stupid. That is stupid. I'm with Sky on that one. So, last but not least, okay, this is the part I've been getting to. This is the part that I've been trying to get to, okay? The conversation between Natalie and Scotty, okay? So, after everybody came to Natalie telling her that she was wrong for how she treated Scotty, all of a sudden, you know, she decides to tell Rolly, and this is the thing, she told Rolly to tell Scotty that she wanted to talk to her. Like Scotty said, Natalie could have called her to facilitate that meeting herself, but she didn't have the balls. And the reason why I think she didn't have the balls is because she knew that she was dead ass wrong. Basically, when her and Scotty got face to face to have a conversation, she gaslighted the shit out of Scotty. She tried to make Scotty the reason for why she blew off the handle like that on her. First of all, it wasn't that girl's fault. Even if she had left and you wanted to deal with her, you could have, that's your friend from way back before the show. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to straighten her. Yeah, I would have probably still straightened her, but I would have dealt with my issue first. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna pop off on her first and not pop off on a bitch who really did it to me, right? So she popped off on Scotty because she knew Scotty was an easy target. Scotty was not going to fight her back. Scotty don't do anything but kiss her ass. So she knew that popping off with Scotty was a safer bet. Okay? And like I said, I don't think that Natalie was scared of Krishan, but what Natalie's scared of is losing their bag. And she, for some odd reason, up until the next morning, I don't think Natalie was sure whether or not she was willing to say fuck you to Krishan, okay? But the next morning, Krishan decided to leave, so that was that. But with that being said, I don't think she was wrong, because if she felt like Scotty did something to her, you know, if Scotty didn't have her back as she should have, then yeah, straighten her. But don't do it before you've been on straightening. I think Natalie, in this instance, Natalie is guilty of 3 charges, right? Natalie telling Rolly to relay the message that she needed to talk to Scotty when she could have talked to her herself. Be a woman about it. If you was wrong, you was wrong. Just admit that you was wrong. She didn't take any accountability, and I can't roll with that. Okay, you're not a good friend if I can communicate with you and tell you when you was wrong, right? Also, Natalie gaslighted in the shit out of Scotty, okay? Every excuse she gave for why she popped off with Scotty was insincere and disingenuous, okay? She could have told this girl, like, listen, you was the first person that I seen come off that bus. I really was hoping it was Scotty. I mean, I was really hoping it was Natalie. I mean, not Natalie, but what's her face? Rock. I really was hoping it was Rock, but since it wasn't Rock, I just popped your ass first because I saw you laughing. I'm sorry, I was wrong. She could have just said it like that and let that be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know why she popped off already. Just be a woman and admit that you was dead ass wrong, right? Also, the whole situation where her snapping on Scotty first and not snapping on Krishan Rock. If you ask me, I think she snapped on everybody but Rock. Because up until when they was face to face, well, they wasn't face to face, but the security guard was blocking Natalie from fighting. But I do believe that she still had ample opportunity to confront Rock and handle that. Matter of fact, when she asked Rock why she slapped her, she could have popped back off then. You know what I'm saying? So don't get mad at anybody else because you had a delayed response, okay? That's what that was. That was a delayed response. Like I said, I don't see, and I will keep saying this, I don't see where Natalie is scared of Krishan. I don't think she's physically scared of Krishan. Hell, if she wasn't scared of Rolly after being turned the fuck around last season, being beat, thropped all across her motherfucking head by Rolly ass, then of course I don't see her being scared of Krishan. What I think it is the fact that Krishan is the headliner to the show. So I don't think she wanted to just run Krishan off because Krishan has that temperament where she would take off quick, right? But what it is, she had got so frustrated with Krishan's behavior, and I don't blame her. Anybody would get fucking frustrated. She acts like a big ass child, get mad when you tell her anything. But all the same, that's part of being an executive producer. You got to keep things in line. That's the stress that comes with your position. So at the same time, I don't feel like she should have took that frustration that she had with Krishan out on everybody else. Because pretty much everybody who was in Natalie's direct line of fire got it. Everybody that is, except for Krishan. And I really can't respect that. I feel like she should have been the first motherfucker to get it. If you were still angry after that, that was one thing. But Krishan damn sure should have been the first motherfucker to get the business. And like I said, I don't appreciate how she treated the hairdresser. The whole situation with Scotty and the hairdresser, I feel like that was flawed. Okay, that was bullets, stray bullets that you was hitting those people with for absolutely no reason. Okay. With that being said, like I said, this episode was I was supposed to drop this earlier, but you know, the YouTube thing is really weird. So, this is just a recap from last week. I will do another recap if you guys like this one. I will do a recap for this week's episode and try to get that out soon within the next few days. But with that being said, if you like this video, hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe as well. And with that being said, I'm out. Deuces.